Welcome back, explorers, and hello to any newcomers out there. Thank you so much for joining us on another awesome adventure with yours truly, Explore More World. Today, we are down at Pier 36, which is located at 299 South Street, New York, New York. We are actually going on a Statue of Liberty cruise. This was actually set up through the Topview Sightseeing website. I'll get more into that later, actually. But for right now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the cruise past Lady Liberty herself. We're going on the Liberty cruise right now. This is actually something that I booked online through the Topview Sightseeing, and I did the 24-hour pass, which gave us we paid for a couple of options. The Liberty cruise, which goes by the Statue of Liberty, and then of course we have the hop on hop off tour, which is downtown, Uptown, Harlem, something like that. Where's my phone? And then I can actually say exactly what it is. Okay, so I have the hop on, hop off pass, which is for 24 hours. And it started at the time that this was scanned just now. And so it's 1:30, so I guess this expires after 1:30 tomorrow, I would assume. He said that you do have to download the app in order to get your tickets, but let's see. I'm trying to go to the website, but let me from the email. Let's see what this is. Hold on. So the Topview Sightseeing, honestly, I just went to Google to look it up, and it's the Topview Sightseeing. Because for some reason it won't open from my email, I don't know. But anyway, I went to this website, and it's the hop on, hop off New York sightseeing bus tour that we did. Oh, look, it says up to 60% off. And you see, stop moving. It's kind of blurry. But then you hit the buy now, and then there's a lot of different options. You have the single ride option. Hold on. There's different options. So you have the single ride, you have the hop on, hop off pass same day, the hop on, hop off pass 24 hours, which is the one that I did, the New York City sightseeing pass, which is 48 hours, hop on, hop off pass same day. There's just a lot of different ones, and then this one right here gives you all of them, and this is the price. This is $59 for adults, $49 for kids, ages 4 through 12. That's what that is. I know it's probably showing up backwards right now, but there's different prices. So we just did the 24-hour. We just did the 24-hour one, which basically started right now because they just scanned our tickets. Our first ticket, which is on this Liberty cruise boat. Watch, move out the way. On the Liberty cruise, and it goes past the Statue of Liberty. This is actually Pier 36. That's where we are right now. And we just took the subway. I mean, you can Uber, taxi, or whatever, but we just took the subway. And I'll put that in the description below, like which one we used from our hotel. Of course, it'll be different depending on where you're coming from, where you're going, and whatnot. But we're about to get on the boat here in a minute, and we'll be back with you shortly. I think it'll be fun. Lots of people waiting. It's pretty popular. The Topview Sightseeing has a lot of good reviews, so we'll see how it goes, guys. Be back with you shortly. Alright guys, we are on the boat now. We actually paid an extra $10 per person to sit up on the top part of the boat to get a better view. It's actually a really nice day. It's not super cold outside. Well, I mean, it is cold. I mean, it's December, so it is cold. But the sun helps a lot. And of course, if you wear layers and bundle up, you'll be good. Seriously. The seats are wet a little bit from where it did snow and rain a little bit. So I wasn't aware of that, but it's okay.
It's okay though. Get a nice snowfall.
Yeah, we're getting ready to roll out of here in a little bit and see the Statue of Liberty. They do have a bar downstairs. They have restrooms on here. They have a bar downstairs where you can get drinks, popcorn. Do you remember how much that soda was? I don't remember how much the soda was. I just remember it was $10 per person to get up here on the top part, but they have
$2 for a soda. It was like 44 bucks.
Yeah, it must have been like $2 or $3 for a can of Coke. They do have popcorn, water. I think they have hot dogs. They have nachos. I believe they have alcoholic beverages as well.
They have Tito's, Tennessee. I saw a bunch of stuff actually.
Tito's, Tennessee. What is Tito's?
Vodka.
Oh, vodka. Okay. So yeah, they've got some really good stuff, so it's not too bad. I wasn't expecting to pay the extra $40 to get up on the top, but it's definitely worth it. Otherwise,
make sure you layer up and come up there because we're about to feel some breeze.
Yeah, once we start moving, it'll. Right now, it feels really good. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but the sun is helping a lot. It feels really, really good out here right now. So, probably should get my sunglasses out. But we are going to be taking off here in a little bit and get the day started. Oh, we might have to move that backpack, honey. Alright, guys.
It's really cool. I was not a science major, so I don't really understand how it works, but there's a whole process the water will go through and up clean the river. And then over here, see when people are walking towards us along and people are fishing, you're going to walk the other direction, go down there, go underneath that overpass, the FDR Drive, come to this very first traffic light right here. See the traffic light? Right there, right there. That's Rutgers. You're going to go up Rutgers, 2 traffic lights. You'll get to Madison. There's a subway station right there. Get on the F train going uptown into Queens, not to Brooklyn. Uptown into Queens. They'll take you to 34th Street for Herald Square, for Macy's and the Empire State Building, 42nd Street for Times Square, and also for Bryant Park with the Christmas fair, and then it actually drops you off right, there's a Rockefeller Center stop. The stop drops you off right in the middle of Rockefeller Center. So you can do those things. This is the Manhattan Bridge. Actually, it's a subway. That subway, if you do take it to Brooklyn, going the wrong way, you'll go underneath the Manhattan Bridge. So it does go underneath the Manhattan Bridge. Up in front of us is the Brooklyn Bridge. This is the famous one. And there's a story that, in my opinion, is not told often enough. The man who designed this was William Roebling. His son, Washington Roebling, was responsible for supervising the construction of the bridge. He got injured. He got the bends from oxygen underwater. That's the subway you're hearing underneath the Manhattan Bridge, by the way. They're kind of loud. And so his wife took over the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge. This was the 1870s. Women didn't even have the right to vote for 30 more years. His wife completed the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, a woman. Her name is Emily Roebling. She just now, this month, got a park named after her, finally. over there. But I wanted to get a postage stamp too. But yeah, so that's Emily Roebling oversaw the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge back in the 1870s. Now, what's interesting is you may have heard stories or seen pictures of the elephants going across the Brooklyn Bridge. Now you're going to hear the true story. Men were not quite as evolved in the 1870s as we are today. And so a lot of the men were scared to go across a bridge that the lady made. They didn't know if it would work. So our mayor, to alleviate their fears, Dr. Pete Barnum and borrowed 20 elephants, 12 camels, and some other dromedaries, and paraded them across the bridge to say, hey guys, it's okay to go across the bridge the lady made. It's safe. Look, elephants can go. She was also, Emily herself was the first person to go across the bridge in a carriage. It is the one thing, if nothing else stuck with you, like the color or the position, the way you can tell which one is the Brooklyn Bridge out of the three, it's the one that does not have a subway going underneath it. The subway runs underneath the Williamsburg and the Manhattan Bridge. It does not run under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Well, you can take pictures if you want.
So you're right over here, get your first peek of World Trade Center with the triangle going up the center. And that triangle is there because World Trade Center is an 8-sided building. It is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, but it is the only 8-sided building in New York City. It's 8-sided for a very, very good reason. It's right next to where the original Twin Towers were. The Twin Towers were just a little shorter, and on windy days they would sway, kind of like this boat did when you first got on it, which on a boat is understandable. In a building, it's really disconcerting. You don't like buildings moving. So rather than from happening in the new building, they made 8-sided so it would stay sturdier in the wind. That's how you can always spot it. This is Pier 17 here, to your right, the all-glass one. That is brand new. It's also where they had the ESPY Awards. If you watched the ESPY Awards last summer on ESPN, they were held on the roof of Pier 17. On the back side of that is South Street Seaport, which is an area of 40 acres of property from the 1880s that was repurposed into stores, restaurants, shops, and hotels. There's a little big playground in the center for you to play in, and some good seafood restaurants. It's about a 15-minute walk. We're drop you off. You can just walk underneath the FDR, drive all the way. There is a there's a walkway, so there's no bikes or cars or anything allowed there, so it's a very safe kind of way to get there. It's about a 15-minute walk. Otherwise, what we're looking over here to our right is Lower Manhattan, or the financial district. This is where you would find Wall Street. Wall Street is a real street. It's called Wall Street because the Dutch built a wall to keep the British out. Long story short, did not work. I'm not speaking Dutch here. Yeah, what can I tell you? But that's now where you would find the New York Stock Exchange, the American Stock Exchange, and Standard & Poor's. It's also where you would find the very famous 2-ton bronze bull. A very popular photo op for people. I don't know if anyone's made it to the Bronze Bowl yet. If you have not, I have to warn you, in case you're sensitive, people are notorious for taking pictures at both ends of the bull. Supposedly both ends are lucky. If you wonder why we have a bull, that's because in Wall Street terms, or in stock market terms, a bull market is a good market, a bear market is a bad market. So that's what the bull represents. To your right, and just to prove, look, it's coming in right now. I love it when they make me tell I'm not a liar. This is where the helicopters take off and land. This is Pier 6. This is the heliport for Lower Manhattan. If you've seen the ads for taking private helicopter tours in the city, that's where you take them, is the Pier 6. Also, if you flew into JFK, it's a hike, especially this time of year. It can take like 2 hours to get to Manhattan from JFK. So if you're rich enough, connected enough, or famous enough, they actually run a helicopter from JFK over to here. So like when the Pope's in town, or the Windsor session, this is how they get here, to take the helicopter over. That's Pier 6. Next to that, the yellow and green building is Governor's Island Ferry. Governor's Island Ferry, I don't know what they maybe close up to Christmas. But they go over, right over to the other side. We see the American flag. That is Governor's Island. Oh no, they're out there. The boat's out there right now. It's literally like a 4-minute boat ride. The appeal of Governor's Island is an old military outpost. It's now owned by the Parks Department. Is they don't allow any cars on the island. So if you're like me and live in Manhattan and literally have 24 hours of and honk, 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 to go 5 minutes away to someplace where there's no cars, especially in the summer, it's just a lovely stuff. Lots of fun stuff for families to do as well. They also have some fun stuff this Christmas. It's the first time they were open in December, but they have a snow hill where you go sledding with fake snow, free ice skating, all kinds of fun stuff over there. And then over here next to that, the one with the orange awning on your right, that is where the Staten Island Ferry goes out. That's our 5th borough. We covered them all now. We got 5. We got Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, didn't see it. And Staten Island. Staten Island is our smallest borough. It's the Rodney Dangerfield of the boroughs. It gets no respect, and kind of rightfully so. Up until the 1990s, that's where our trash dump was for the other 4 boroughs. So if you lived anywhere else in New York City, that's where your trash was. So think like a 14-year-old junior high kid, you know, with some pretty neat jokes. Now we pay to put all over the country in landfills, but now they have the largest outlet mall in New York City is on the other side of when you get to Staten Island. Okay, shopping, guys. This is good to know both ways. So, a little bit less time, you have done your last minute shopping. In New York City, there is no tax on shoes or clothes that are $110 or less an item. So if you find a sweater you like for 50 bucks, you give the nice person $50. You not give them $55, so you gotta pay tax on top of that. We have no tax on shoes or clothes that are $110 or less an item. Also, when you go to Macy's, which you're gonna go to Macy's because that's where the World Santa is and where all the decorations are, where the parade was, the world's largest department store. If you go up to the visitor center, say, hi, I'm visiting. I checked this last week. They will give you a coupon for 10% off in the store. Woo! And then on top of that, if you go up to the 9th floor, 8th floor Sandy, you need a reservation. But is over almost an entire city block of Christmas decorations. It's called Holiday Lane. They're already marked 40% off. They'll be marked off even more on December 26th. They make really good gifts to take home to your friends from New York. I'm not cheap, I'm frugal. This is a very expensive city. You gotta save money where you can. A great shot of World Trade Center over here. You can see the triangle very clearly. I keep pointing out because of the perspective where you are in the city, sometimes this won't look like the tallest building in New York City. But you can always spot the triangles. You can always know which one is World Trade Center. And then over here, going up on here in the water, we're going to continue on the East River, where you see that boat coming down. That is the Hudson. The Hudson River goes all the way up to Albany, New York, which is our state capital. Right before that is the East River, which goes over to the, I'm sorry, East River. No, it's not. Woo! We're on the East River. Hudson dies and changes colors. It turns, anyone?
Green.
Green, thank you. No one painted the Statue of Liberty. When we got the Statue of Liberty in 1886, she was bright and shiny like a copper penny. It took about 14 years to get the patina that she is right now. But that's the Statue of Liberty there. Otherwise, what I want you to know about her. I want you to know that she has a crown on her head. It has 7 points. The 7 points are for the 7 seas and the 7 continents. Marshall said it was up to you. She is holding a tablet. This is July 4th, 1776. And on her left foot, it's hard to see, I know, but I promise you it's there. She has a broken chain or shackle, and that represents the abolishment of slavery just a few years prior to the statue being put up. We're going to by there. We're going to turn around. Anyone watch Friends? Are you familiar with Friends? If you remember Ross on the sofa, that's what we're going to do. We're going to pivot, 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 pivot. Then we're going to get the same view. All right, we're good? I'll go to your left until we get up in front of the left. That bridge, just for people my age, that is the Verrazano Bridge. It goes from Brooklyn to Staten Island, so you can see Staten Island. And that's the bridge that John Travolta strutted across at the beginning of Saturday Night Fever to Staying Alive. All right, so we'll put on some music, go around to help take pictures and answer questions, and start looking at the statues. constantly keep pushing fresh air down into those tunnels, you would asphyxiate from all the exhaust from the buses and trucks down there that you're clocked into. Now, what's interesting is, unfortunately, we've had to start doing these drills in case anything bad would happen again. We don't want to be fooled again. So if anyone tried to put like a poisonous gas or something into one of the tunnels, they've done this testing to see what it would take to get that out of the tunnels. They actually can get all fresh air and get any poisonous gas out of all of our tunnels in 88 seconds or less because of these not very attractive but very functional air filtration systems. Got some more helicopters taking off in front of us. And up in front of us is the Brooklyn Bridge first, then the Manhattan Bridge. If you look straight ahead, that building was a cheese grater. That is one of the new apartment buildings. It's called Manhattan Square. And you can get an apartment there for as low as $1.2 million. Yikes! Well, you're going to notice if you look over on the other side, left of the cheese grater, you're going to start seeing the buildings in Midtown. Now, this is what you need to know. If you got lost coming down here, that makes total sense. Below 14th Street in Manhattan, all the streets are put in place before the 1800s. In fact, many of them, you see the street sign is black with white letters, that means it actually predates the Revolutionary War. It was part of New Amsterdam. So that's the really old parts. But there's no rhyme or reason. For instance, I used to live on West 4th Street in Greenwich Village, which is obviously below 14th Street. And if you went 2 blocks down from my apartment, West 4th Street intersected with West 10th Street. That should never, ever happen. Never. There should be 6 blocks between them with an avenue and all kinds of stuff. But below 14th Street does. Above 14th Street, Manhattan becomes the easiest city in the world to navigate. Every street goes east and west. Every avenue goes north and south. There are 20 street blocks to a mile. There are 5 avenue blocks to a mile. The only one that angles is Broadway. It starts at the northwest corner, goes down to the southeast corner, and every time it crosses 7th Avenue, we mark that. So we're across 8th Avenue is Columbus Circle, 7th Avenue is Times Square, 6th Avenue is Herald Square, and so on and so on. So easy to get around. 5th Avenue is the spine of the grid. So if you walk up 5th Avenue, to your right, if you're on 14th Street or above, if you walk up 5th Avenue going uptown, on your right, the address is going to be 1 east, whatever street you're on your left, it's going to be 1 west, whatever street you're on. Because you're dead center in the middle of the city. Seeing over to your right some of the remaining parts of when we were on Port City. This is still some of the naval yards and stuff that are over here. And all the new construction. It's mostly residential in Brooklyn. Day. Nice day to go walking in. It's really nice. It's not hard to walk around here. Like I said, once you get above 14th Street, very easy to get around. If you haven't been to Bryant Park, I would encourage you to go there. There's a beautiful tree there that you actually go up to. This year, because of COVID, I don't know if you've been, Radio City's tree is like isolated. It's like, it's over there, way over there. You can't get near it. Whereas Bryant Park was the 42nd Street and 6th Avenue, so 1 block over Times Square. It's the back of the New York Public Library. There's a big free ice skating rink and a huge tree. And underneath the tree is the best chocolate on the planet. Remember, I don't get paid for this. I pay full price for my chocolate. It's called No Chewing Allowed Chocolate. It's amazing. It's these truffles. That's 3 kinds of chocolate. You put it on the middle of your tongue, press it to your roof of your mouth, and let it melt. They also put it in the bottom of a cup and pour hot chocolate over it. It's amazing. I'm telling you. I will tell you, I lived 50 years of my life as a stupid American thinking that Hershey's was the best chocolate ever. And then I started working in tourism, and the Europeans wrecked me. Now I know all about what real chocolate tastes like, and now I'm a snob and all that kind of fun stuff. You know, what can you do? All down here, this was originally, well, until the 2000s, this was all businesses down here. There were no apartments. Everything closed at 5 o'clock Monday through Thursday and at 3 o'clock on Friday because it was all built around the stock exchange. And pretty much on the weekends, there was nothing down here except whatever the urban equivalent of tumbleweed is. Once again, this is the FDR Drive. You can walk all the way down here underneath there, just to give you kind of a mindset of how far it is. To get to, take you about 15-20 minutes to get to Pier 17, which, by the way,
made it back, guys. That was a lot of fun. It was really cold though. So that is actually one thing you may want to keep in mind if you're in New York City at this time. It is the end of December, so it is kind of cold. So you just want to keep that in mind if you're going to do a tour like this where you're going to be out in the elements. It wasn't too bad on the way out, but on the way back in, it got really cold. But as long as you bundle up and prepare for the weather, then you should be able to enjoy it too. Now we are heading to the subway. We actually have reservations for the Edge, so we are heading to the shops at Hudson Yard so we can go do that. We are super excited. Hopefully we're able to get enough video footage so that way we can make a video and share that experience with you. So stay tuned, guys. We have a lot more coming your way. Ooh, look at the subway. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in with us on this awesome adventure. If you liked, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And go ahead and subscribe as well. I don't know what you're waiting on. Just kidding. But I hope all of you have an awesome day. We're gonna head out of here and hit up the Edge. Bye guys. Stay safe and stay kind.